everyone, and welcome back to Talk Wordy, my hub for all of the words that I read, write, and otherwise want to yap about. Today, I'm joined with a very special author guest who I've had on the podcast before. She's my first repeat guest. She is the USA Today and #1 internationally best-selling author of several romance novels, and her newest release, Chasing the Ring, is out now. Please welcome Lauren Rowe.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to have you back on the podcast.
Thank you.
Listen, I do not play favorites with my guests. I promise I don't.
No.
But you were an extra bright spot in like the first initial episodes I was doing. So
Thank you. And
it was a blast. I'm so glad to have you
You were a
back.
joy to talk to because I felt so connected to you because it's just the conversation flowed so easily, and your genuine passion about all of this is so infectious.
You're the sweetest. I don't know how to contain myself anymore. Okay, so last time I had you at the pod, which I usually do with my guests, we go through what we're reading, writing, or not writing, but watching and listening to. We don't have as much time to interview this time around, so I thought I'd condense it. I'm dying to know, what is your most recent hyperfixation? What is something that you have just been engrossed in, whether it's a book or a movie or a TV show or just something in pop culture? What has been super high on your radar? What's been on your brain as of late?
Two things. One is Traitors. I'm watching Traitors, and I'm obsessed, and I can't get enough, and I count down the days until it's Thursday, which I haven't seen yesterday's.
I haven't either. I will not spoil.
Yeah, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with Alan and his outfits. I'm obsessed with everything. That's number one. Number two, I'm obsessed with Amy Poehler and her Good Hang.
Good Hang, yes.
Because again, every week, it's like a shot of pure happiness, and I can't get enough. And at the time of this filming, her most recent one was Jonathan Groff.
I love him.
I listened to it last night while walking my dogs, and I immediately then, on repeat, because you asked fixation, listened to Jonathan Groff singing his You'll Be Back song from Hamilton.
Oh, yes, from Hamilton.
You'll be back. And I was just like, after hearing him talk about it and the evolution of his accent, etc., now I can't stop listening. I must have listened 12 times, and I listened to the pod yesterday.
It is that song in particular is so catchy, and it's dangerous because I feel like You'll Be Back is my gateway song into the Hamilton album again, because it's like, oh, Jonathan Groff. And then we get into the Lin-Manuel Mirandas, and then we're deep in the trenches. We're in cabinet battles
Then
number
you're with
1 and 2.
Leslie yes, and I know, David.
Okay, thank you for mentioning the Traitors, because that is my current hyperfixation. I'm dying to know your thoughts on, do we think that, are you in the boat of Rob is playing the hell out of this game, or are we going, he is a snake? How do we feel about Rob as a traitor?
Rob is playing the hell out of this game.
Thank you. Listen, I want to be there for my girls, woman first, as a woman, but
no.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
He's so good. He is
game.
so smart. Yes, she's like, yeah, you're a traitor, but you're really a snake. I'm like, no, listen, he's just smart.
He's playing the room
He's playing
brilliantly.
the room. He's playing everybody like a fiddle. All the clips where, especially Kristen and Eric were like, oh, that sweet man, he would never. I'm like,
oh, I know. And you guys, you find out. I know. And I didn't make this up. Everyone's saying it's because of his pretty privilege that he can fool people, and it's spot on. You just stare at him. You're like, he would never. Someone that pretty would never.
Yeah, I think it was Dorinda. She's like, oh, he's just so yummy. I'm like, honestly, girl, I get it. But it's
Johnny.
so funny.
Johnny Weir said,
yes,
I can't look at him. He's so good looking. I can't look at him.
Johnny Weir is my actual spirit animal. I love him and Tara. I feel so bad that they have to kind of conceal their friendship on the show because it's misalliances or whatever, but I love them.
Totally agree.
10 toes down for them always. Also, their Winter Olympics commentary has been
the best.
Everything to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I'm glad we covered all that.
Exactly.
We're on the exact same.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like we're sharing the same wavelength right now. Okay. So since our first interview together, you've released another book.
I have.
We were talking about ramping up to the release, but since then it has happened. You released your book on January 27th,
yes,
correct?
Ma'am.
Yes. I was like, that was my half birthday, so I did remember.
Oh, yeah.
How have you been since we last spoke? What have you been up to? How was release day?
Okay. So first of all, you might recall that I've been an indie author for many years, 11 years, 12 years. And this is my first big traditional release with Kensington Publishing. I thought I knew what it meant to wake up to notifications on my phone that are blowing up. No, I did not. I was literally in tears all day long because I couldn't even keep up with the I wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But by the time I typed the word thank you, it had blown like so past the where I was in line. And I'm like, I can't even keep up. I cried. And then the reaction to the book has been everything that I was hoping it would be. People love it. They are just absolutely obsessed with it. And it's been announced that it's his brother Luca, who's the next book. And that one will have beautiful edges and the whole 9 yards as well. And so people are just going completely crazy over that. And also I've done many in-person events.
Yeah.
And the readers that have shown up for that have, again, brought me to tears. I'm a person who doesn't cry very often for sad things, although I do, of course. I cry for happy things way more. And I have been a bucket of tears lately just from the sheer joy of how well this book is connecting and how great the release is going.
Yeah. In my like parasocial way, watching from afar, watching your release, like I can only imagine your headspace when everybody was just pouring love into you and into the book in a culture that's just so like noisy and loud with hate. It was so refreshing to watch, and you deserve nothing less. I mean, this book is incredible. Also,
Thank you.
Talking about the next book, you released the cover and the title. Tell us a little bit more about it for those who aren't as deep into the Lauren Rowe lore.
Thank you for the opportunity. So as you might notice, this book is called Chasing the Ring, and it is about Roman McGuire, who's a quarterback. But it's mentioned that he has 2 younger brothers who are twins, Luca and Levi. And Luca in this book is just this wild card kangaroo of a man that everybody loves, and he just leaps into scenes and then leaps out again, and he just pulls you in. So he was the natural one, of course, for me to write. So the next book is called Chasing the Rush. And it's perfect for a guy who's an adrenaline junkie like our Luca. And it is about a guy who, unlike his brother, who's Mr. Top of his game, quarterback, first-round pick, this is a guy who was killing it in college, but he didn't go till the 6th round in the draft, and then he just kind of stumbled around from team to team. Things didn't go his way. He is fighting for his life on his 4th team in 3 years. Maybe it's 3rd team in 4th year, probably that. And anyway, he hooks up with the coach's daughter, unbeknownst to him, in college, and then lands on this last gasp team. And there she is, the coach's daughter, who's now working with him with the NFL. And it is delicious. It is so fun. And their personalities, she's all business. She is just knows football back and forth. She grew up with 2 linebacker brothers. She grew up with a head coach of a father. And she's been tasked with babysitting him because he pulled a stunt on day 1 of training camp. And he is her cross to bear.
I love women that have to be like the authoritative, lay down the law figure, and then the man is just all over the place.
He's all over the place. There's a scene in Chasing the Rush, and nobody knows this because I've literally not talked about the content since it's the next book, but that I love so much. So anyway, I watched this show called Hard Knocks, and I don't know if anybody knows about this, but it's 20 years of seasons where they pick one NFL team, and you get to watch them in training camp and in preseason. They're mic'd up, you see them on the field, but you see them with their family, and in the locker room and on the field. You really get a sense of the behind the scenes of training camp. So I used 20 years of watching that show to inspire me to write this second book, which takes place in training camp and preseason. And in one of the scenes, they're in a film review and with their position coach. He's a linebacker. And he's just daydreaming. And there's this whole scene of her shoving the notebook at him and writing, "Pay attention," and he's shoving it back, and just back and forth with the notebook throughout the whole scene. And like you said, she's the taskmaster, and she's just constantly like,
Please just pull yourself
and he's
together.
like, "I got it. Trust me, coach. I got it." And anyway, I just love that dynamic so much. I love it. And then, of course, it's forbidden fruit. And also, she's a badass, and she knows what she's doing. And actually, of course, she helps him get his act together. So I love it.
Yes.
I also love this one. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But, read this one, then you're going to want to read the next one, and the next one will not disappoint.
Ooh, I'm so excited. Remind me again when this next one is coming out.
We got a ways to wait. It's July 28, I believe.
That is the day after my birthday. What a treat
What?
for me.
What?
I'm so excited.
Half birthday followed by day after
No,
birthday.
literally,
It's
I was
fate.
like, she gets it. She knows
all
me.
for
This is
you.
for me.
It's all for you. But you know what? There's going to be arcs and stuff beforehand.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been a narrator reveal on the second one. The first one's Aiden Snow and Samantha Brentmore.
I love her.
Me too.
She's so So good.
She's so good, and she brings such a wonderful quality to Iris in this book.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote Iris in my voice, and then when Samantha got a hold of her, I was like, it's better. Everything's better. She's funnier. She's cuter. She's more lovable. She's more vulnerable. Anything that was in my head,
she just like perfectly articulates it,
elevates everything.
in her
She
voice.
just makes it better. And no wonder Roman falls head over heels in love when I heard Samantha's voice. So anyway, the second one is also going to be in duet, and it's going to be two very wonderful narrators that people are going to squeal about. So
you know who it is. You just can't say anything.
Correct.
I will be waiting with bated breath. I am so excited. Okay, speaking of football, in our last conversation, we talked about I think it was the Rams, the story about how the Rams relocated and spat on
That
y'all.
would be the Chargers.
Chargers, that's it. Okay.
You know.
So, with football in mind, the concept was
Right.
there. I just couldn't remember the team. That's what I get for not watching football very
Yeah,
religiously.
the Chargers are in
But-
LA now. That's why I said you know.
But the Super Bowl has happened since we last spoke.
That is right.
What are your thoughts on the Super Bowl? Did you watch it at all? Was it, I mean, frankly, pardon my French, that game was ass.
That game was ass.
It was
Although,
terrible.
in my view, the right team won. Because,
Yes, I agree.
For a variety of reasons. And Bad Bunny killed it.
I loved his show.
I loved everything about it. I got goosebumps. I got those tears.
Yeah.
And also, I got my booty shaking.
Yep.
What more do you want? And, I mean, the message of inclusivity and love, you cannot beat that.
Yeah. I loved that the wedding on stage was a real wedding.
That was amazing.
That feels like the end of a rom-com book.
Oh.
Like imagine there's this contemporary romance book, and this couple is like beating all these odds, and then like they almost break up, but then their like beloved favorite celebrity brings them back together in this like weird twisted bit of like hope and optimism, and then they just get married at the Super Bowl halftime show with the celebrity.
I love it, and I would write it down and steal it, except that there is a Super Bowl in Chasing the Ring, and something does happen on the field after the Super Bowl that is kind of already stealing that thunder. So I'm not going to be able to repeat that without people saying, do you have any new ideas whatsoever? So that's that
It's
for me.
nothing new. It's nothing sacred.
But it's a great idea. Who doesn't love the huge grand gesture moment in life and in romance novels? And something like the biggest stage in the world, like the Super Bowl, can you imagine getting married? That's your story for the rest of your life. I mean, how special is that? So yeah, I love these moments where people seize the day to do something in a really big way.
Yeah.
As long as the other person's thrilled about it. God, the worst
Yeah.
is when they're like slinking away and we're all like feeling like vicarious embarrassment. And,
Yeah.
But when everybody's thrilled about it, there's nothing more exciting than sharing in someone else's fabulous moment.
Yeah, and they were so in love.
They
As
were
soon as I was
so-
watching it on my TV, I was like, I think that's a real wedding.
That's what I said too, because you can't fake that. The look on her face
Yeah.
was pure ecstasy, elation, euphoria.
Same with the groom. I was like, that
Yeah.
is the happiest groom that I've seen.
I have to go back
in
and
a long
look
time.
because I was so fixated on her face, I probably didn't even see him.
It was so
They
touching.
were just beautiful.
Yeah. It was just so wonderful. Okay, while we're talking about Bad Bunny, I want to transition because the last time we spoke, you gave me some 5-star, 6-star music recommendations. What have you been listening to since we last spoke? Have you been still binging the album? Have you found anything else? What have you been listening
Well,
to?
it's funny. You caught me when I was ruminating on my book, and I tend to listen to a lot of music when I'm ruminating.
Oh, yes.
Once I'm starting, which I've done now, I'm writing book 3 in the Football and Fields series right now. Nope. No, I am quiet. I'm silent. The voices can't talk to me. My characters can't talk to me if I'm listening to music. And I'll tell you, the best ideas I have when I'm writing come when I'm in the shower, when I'm walking my dogs, and when I'm working out. Not when I'm sitting in front of my computer. I execute on those ideas when I'm sitting in front of my
Yeah.
computer. I get the ideas. Oh, and in my sleep. Actually,
Yeah.
not even in my deep sleep. In that moment, just as you're waking up, just as you're rising to the surface, it goes ping, and I'll go, guh.
It's that light bulb moment.
Yeah, It's really weird. And so it's funny, when we talked, I was obsessively listening to this album.
Yeah.
I was just not really, I just wasn't, I had so much promo to do and
Yeah.
so many things to do that didn't have to do with really getting down to being a writer again. Now I'm back. So I'm sorry, I don't have anything to tell you.
That's okay.
Yeah. I mean, at night I've been watching some shows, but Traders is like obsessing, making me obsessed. So really, you caught me when I had a good tip to give. I'm not going to be your dealer this time. I'm sorry.
Okay, well then let me deal some to you. Okay, I think you had actually mentioned it. Maybe did you listen to the Lily Allen? Lily
God,
Allen.
yes.
Every time you've said ruminating, I'm like,
I know,
love
ruminating. I know. No, I'm obsessed with that too. But the obsession over Haley Williams took the place of Lily Allen.
Yeah.
It happened one after another, but then Haley really, really kept a chokehold on me for longer.
What a back-to-back lineup.
What a back-to-back lineup.
Fist punch after fist punch.
I know, and
of
these
some
women
albums.
just ripping their hearts out for us and doing it with such unfiltered courage to just be 1,000% themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, may we all have that kind of authenticity.
I love feminine music that just does not give a single F.
Oh my God.
I feel
love it.
liberated. Like, even if it's the most gut-wrenching music, my soul just like is all aflutter for it. I'm like, yeah, you drag him to hell.
I just love it. I love a woman. In fact, it's funny. This dates me, and I know, now you know how old I am. I heard Alanis Morissette on the radio, you ought to know, as a whatever I was.
What an amazing album.
Yes, but this was back before you saw the visuals first. So I heard it on the radio. I heard the voice. I heard the song. First of all, it changed my molecular structure.
Oh, yeah.
But second of all, and this is the part that I find fascinating, because of her unbelievable lyrics and rage and rawness, I had a visual of her as having like punk pink hair. Basically, there was a group called Missing Persons in the 80s, and the woman in the front wore like latex and had pink hair. And in my mind, I just supplied that woman because I couldn't fathom that someone was going to be that punk, even though the song's not punk, but she's punk, without also all the accoutrements. Then, after I'd supplied that image to my brain, I saw Alanis Morissette for the first time. And for all you youngins out there, she's like Mother Earth, long brown hair parted down the middle. Just
What a perfect way to describe her.
Yeah, she's Mother Earth. And I was dumbfounded. I was gagged. I loved her even more. And it's not to say the pink haired lady isn't, a badass too. But this woman who just came on with her guitar and didn't even put on a shield of any type or a mask of any type and just was like, "Ha!" Would she go down on you in a theater? I'm like,
And she got angry and angry as the song went on. I was like, yes. I was like,
so
this is
anyway,
respectful.
that's the first time I can remember becoming completely obsessed with a woman who writes her own songs and just goes there and doesn't hold back and doesn't wonder, what will people think? And I'll tell you what, I strive to be as brave and as open and as honest in my own art. I'm not always there, but I try really hard.
You do a bang-up job, too, considering all of the music that you write for your own books, which we talked about last time. But again, I want to hammer in the fact that, like, the amount of talent and brain power it takes to not only just write a book, but write music for your own books that you wrote, absolutely insane. Remind me, is there a favorite song of yours that you've ever written, whether just for you or for one of your books?
I'm going to have to say there's too many to count that I love, love, love. But pretty much bubbling to the top is always going to be Hate, Sex, High. It's a song I wrote for this thing called the Hate, Love Duet. It's 2 books put together, and they had original titles, but now they're just put together, the Hate, Love Duet. And it is an enemies to lovers, and this guy is the lead singer in a band called Fugitive Summer. And the lead characters, before they actually get together emotionally, have hate sex. And then, of course, he writes a song about it. And it becomes a massive worldwide hit. And one of the plot points in the song is that he says he's singing la, 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 at this one part. La, 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 la. He's so clearly singing at the end, Layla, Layla, which is her name. And she's like, you just told the whole world that's my name. And he's like, no, I'm singing la, la. And he's such a liar.
Oh, he knows he's stirring the pot.
It's amazing. And that's why I love writing music for my books is that, and I also love telling you a playlist of existing songs, sure. They're like, here's the vibe, or this was inspiring to me. But it's another level when your lyrics fully match the book, and it's literally the character, and it's a plot point, and everybody's listening going, wait, how did she get this song?
Yeah.
Did she find the song on some site and then write the book for it? That's what a lot of people ask me. And I'm like, oh, darling.
Sit down, let me
explain it all to
explain.
you. Yeah, so that one in particular, though, I've been told many times, more times than I can count. People are obsessed with the song. It was their number one listen on when the Spotify Wraps came out.
Wow.
Yeah, they're like, I listened to it in the car and blast it, and in my mind, am hearing Fugitive Summer, which is the name of the band.
Yeah.
And it's the biggest compliment because in the book, of course, it's a worldwide hit, and I needed it to sound like it could be a worldwide hit.
Yeah.
Not just, everything about it had to be believable, and it is, if I do say so myself. Of course, I hired the right singer. I got my cousin to produce it, and he's a Grammy-nominated producer, and his nasty additions were perfect. I'm like, this song has to sound like sex, because he's like, got you. And he even added his own, like, underneath, like all these sex noises that you don't even realize you're hearing. Like, he got it.
Part of the bass.
Yes, part of the bass. So anyway, it's great. And so that's really, it has to be my favorite. But then there's ballads I've written. There's a cute little duet in this book of mine called Smitten. It's called Smitten, and she's playing a ukulele, and he's playing a guitar, and they're the cutest, sweetest things. And I wrote both, the harmony parts and got it. And it's just, I love it. But no, Hate Sex has got to be the one that I would answer is the one.
Yeah. Well, okay.
play it at my funeral.
The mention of Layla too. I love the song Layla. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna butcher. I don't even think I know his name off the top of my head.
Eric Clapton.
Thank you so much, because I'm like, it was George Harrison's wife that he wrote it about,
Or girlfriend,
or
one or the other.
girlfriend, or
I'm not
whoever.
sure, wife or girlfriend, but yeah, right?
That's gonna change my entire perspective on that song too, for the better. That song will go triple platinum in my car. Okay, to wrap it up, obviously we are at Love Lit Con right now, but by the time this episode comes out, we won't be, which is sad because I want to stay here forever. Where can our live listeners here find you, and then where can future listeners find you?
As in social media?
Yeah.
Everywhere. I'm Lauren Rowe Books. Just look for Lauren Rowe Books on Instagram. That's my website name. That's my Facebook page. That's my, you name it, Threads. That's where I am. And what was the other question?
And then for all of us who are going to be at the convention, where can they find your table? Are you going to be on any panels?
No, I'm not on any panels. I have a very busy weekend, and I'm native to San Diego, and so I'm bopping in and out. And I'm sorry.
Love that.
I'm a
No,
bopper.
you're
I'm a
fine.
bopper this weekend. But the table that I'm at in the signing is number 55, which is easy for me to remember as a San Diegan because number 55 on the Chargers was Junior Seau. And his number has been retired, and he died very, very tragically. And this city loves that man. They love that man. So I'm number 55 for you, Junior.
There you go. Well, there you have it. Thanks for tuning in to Talk Wordy, and my thanks again to Lauren Rowe for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Again, always a pleasure. Don't forget to follow the podcast on Instagram at Talk Wordy Pod, and I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you.